Various online technology tools, isn't this a riveting statement, that enable people to communicate easily via the I disagree some days, to share information and resources. And that's really textbook. That's exactly what it does. Does it feel like more than that to you? Let's get more basic. Social media is a conversation. It is no more, it is no less. It's a conversation. And I hate to break it to you, but whether or not you want to engage with social media and people, you're going to. Because that's, unfortunately, the way it works now. My favorite comparison that I use for social media every single time is that it's like a cocktail party. And you're inviting people into a space to have conversations back and forth about whatever you happen to be talking about. You may have set the original subject. Doesn't mean they're going to stick to it. But that's all it is. It's a conversation. Now think about the last party you went to. Who did you enjoy talking to the most? Who? Don't make me do creative visualization, I will. You're at a cocktail party. Are you talking to the person who seems interested in what you have to say? The one who is sharing information? The one who is listening to your information? Okay. Who are you not interested in talking to? People you don't have anything in common with. You know who I don't like talking to? The people the second I walk in the door who immediately pinhole me to tell me about their event. And I've heard about their event, and their event is happening on Monday. And their event is at 8 o'clock on Monday. And you really should come to my event. What? Yeah, but back to my event. We don't like talking to those people in real life. Why would we talk to those people online? Any reasons? But it's somehow worse. It really is. It's because what can you do physically at a cocktail party? Walk away. There we go. And odds are very good they won't chase you. Good. Not great, but good. And on the internet, they might. How many reminders do you get per social media invite? Oh God, you just clutched your face. Yeah. Yeah. What's your name? Hema? Hema has created a dance event. Hema has updated the dance event. Hema has changed the time of the dance event. Hema has changed the location of the dance event. Hema has invited Rosalind to the dance event. Hema is chasing you. What do you do on social media? In real life, you walk away. What do you do in social media? Delete, decline. My favorite phrase on earth. Oh, that's just loaded. Oh my God. You just turn off notifications. So basically, you've gone up to poor Hema and went, what's out there? And Tierney's going to talk a bit later, and people are giggling because they've seen this picture. Yes, all the things, X all the Y. You can make your own. I love doing that, usually around grant time. What's out there? What are you going to use? What are your challenges? What are the challenges of using social media? You just nailed it right on the head. We're going to take more in a minute. Trying to choose which one. Right. Many people think that they have to use all the social media. I must immediately set up a Twitter account, a Facebook page, a YouTube channel, a Pinterest thing, and join Google+. Immediately for my event that is happening in 1 month, and I have 2 nights. The idea of trying to figure out what works for you best. Does anyone know what Steam Whistle Brewing's tagline is? They brew one kind of beer, it's Pilsner. Do one thing really well. If I had to ask you, do you prefer using Facebook or Twitter or Pinterest? How do you best communicate with people? You personally and for the actual art that you are trying to create. What are the other challenges?
People that notice you when you're already flooded with invite.
Noise. Everybody's doing it. Everybody. I go through my Facebook events now on Sundays and hit delete. I just do. I can't stand it. I just can't stand it. There's too much stuff. It used to be great when they first invented Facebook events. Because, you know, like Lisa was having a birthday party and she would invite you to her party and you knew everyone invited because there were like 10 people invited. And you would like, yes, I'm going. And they might say, you know, hey, it's my birthday tomorrow. And then you would just go. And that's all there was to it. It was painless. And now it is not painless. And I don't enjoy getting invitations to events from people I don't know who live in Vancouver for things that I don't want to go see. Why are you inviting me to your monster truck rally? Who are you? Crazy. Thinking anyone can do it? How many people here know how to set up a Facebook page? Are you really good at it? Yeah, right? There we have it. Anybody can put together a Facebook page. Anybody can design a website. Anybody can shoot a video. It doesn't mean it's going to be good. And this is not meant to sound ageist, but the phrase I use is lack of belief in it / let Stacy do it. So basically you're handing over the keys to your social media marketing campaign, which sometimes is your entire marketing campaign, to the high school intern because they're good at it. And every time someone does that, I want to tell them, could you please pretend this is a $250,000 marketing campaign and you just hand it over to someone who's with you for 6 months, who's not getting paid because they're good at it. It's an extension of all the marketing you do. It's an additional tool in your toolbox. It's not the only one, but it needs to jive. It needs to coincide with everything else that you are doing. No one has mentioned the one that I agree with fully and utterly. Lack of time. Who has time to do all of this? Who has time to think of pithy 140-character phrases that will make people come to stuff? It's a lack of time. I get that. I do this for a living. I administer about 20 pages right now for my clients. We'll get into that later. All right. True or false? Elevator pitch, right? Yes? And we always know if someone puts something like this in a PowerPoint, the answer is yes, you can. You know, you're not going to turn around and say, no, you can't, I'm stumped, and leave. But think about what's a truly compelling story. A story is not a sale. And a story is not... When you open your elevator pitch, is the first thing you say, buy a ticket. Can you imagine? I'm getting in the elevator right now, and I push 2, and someone says to me, buy a ticket. You haven't engaged me at all. And I looked these up, and these are a really, really old example, and I love them so because they are old, and it just proves that you can do things with things that existed before, and there are sometimes new ways of doing old things. Those are pretty compelling stories, right? Right? You can tell a really compelling... 140 characters is a lot. You know, I mean, there are days where you finish this brilliant tweet, and you realize you're one character over, so you have to figure out what sort of, grammatical bastardization you're going to do to make it fit. But that's fine. Social media is a conversation. What's scary about having a conversation with strangers? That they won't listen. What is scary about, because what I'm going to keep flipping this back to is it's online, and that's fine. It's electronic. It's on the internet. It's still a conversation. It is still a back and forth with people. It used to be that internet web sort of was very push out. www.something.something.org. Here is our information. Read it. Doesn't work that way anymore. Here's our information. Talk to me about it. Share something with me. Show me a photo you think that matters. Do you see the difference? I'm going to very, very briefly delve into the idea of what a brand is, because people talk about brand a lot, and they get it wrong. Nike is the name of the product. The swoosh is the logo. Just do it is their tagline. How you feel as an athlete when you put on their shoes, that is their brand. So what is a brand not? It's not your logo, it's not your tagline, it's not your name. People are driving me nuts. I branded myself as Sue Edworthy. What? That's a bad example. I am my own brand. But just so you know, because people tend to confuse that a lot, and it gets really, really mucky on social media when you talk about your brand. Can we talk about McDonald's for a second? What's their logo? The Golden Arches. What's their tagline? One of them. Loving it. Yeah, I'm loving it. That kind of thing. Your brand, and if you write anything down about brands, your brand is what other people think of you. It's not what you think of you, and it's not what you strive to be. It is what they think of you. This has something to do with social media, I swear. McDonald's decided to try and start a conversation about their product and to answer questions people might have about their food. This is why you aren't always in charge. And that's what you talked about. This is a great idea. It really is. Because people always have questions about McDonald's food. You know, is it real beef? You know, are they actual potatoes? I hear there's more salt in an apple pie than there is on their fries. They brought in Farmer Frank, who grows the potatoes, so you could have this idea and get a real connection with McDonald's as people, not a corporation. Right? Good idea? It is. It is a great idea. What is the problem with this idea? People don't have questions about McDonald's. People have opinions. This was their backlash. That didn't work. Right? Wouldn't you just die? Like, wouldn't you just die if that was your brilliant idea? And this is what came back? It's horrifying, isn't it? It's just horrifying. In your face. Remember when I was talking about Stacy earlier on? She's lovely, by the way. I do love Stacy. She's a smart little cookie. Did anyone hear about this? The HMV backlash? HMV fired about 60 of their junior employees, and one of them was still in charge of the Twitter account. Wow. Online statement, epic fail, right? Hashtag epic fail. The marketing director, how do I shut down Twitter? Oh, dude. What went wrong here? What went wrong here? Someone can tell me. I know you can. I know you're full of lasagna, but I bet you know what went wrong. You know what? That's really the most basic thing on earth. Yeah. Okay? You should have had control of that account. That password should have been changed. Something. You should have taken away the keys to the car. Because HMV young lady here, she doesn't care. She just got fired. She's 21. We're all very angry when we get fired. We do stupid things. What else should they have done or not done? Yeah. Exactly. And you make a really good point. You go back to the cocktail party idea. Because I was at a cocktail party one day, and we were sitting in the living room having this fantastic conversation about art and music and, you know, politics and why art should be funded, and one of those sort of, when you're yelling at each other because you're in agreement, you know, you're just like, I know, right? That kind of conversation. And I went to the kitchen and got another glass of wine. A friend of mine followed me, went out to the balcony because it was warm in there, and we started to keep talking about the whole political side of it, and the host came out to us and said, would you guys terribly mind coming back inside and talking about that? Because I really wanted everyone to talk about it in the living room. So could you do that? That's what you do when you tell people not to talk about things on your website. That's exactly what you're doing, or your Twitter feed, or your Facebook page. I want them to comment on the blog. Well, they're not going to. People talk where they want to talk. I've had 7 conversations today. This is the first one in this room, and this is where I'm presenting. Right? How are we talking to people? What are we saying to them? And these are things you just think about. How are you engaging with people? What do you want them to do? And that's a big question. When you put up a Facebook page or a Twitter account, what you are saying is, not only do I want you to come and see my play, my dance piece, my rock and roll concert, I want you to talk to me and to others about it. It's a much bigger call to action. I have discussions with my clients when they say, should we make an event invite or a company page? I hate event invites. We've already established what we do with event invites. Like, you're making a company page. Why? Because you are not one event. You are not 2 shows in April at the Daniel Spectrum. You are a company. You have things going on consistently. And you are not going to be the company that people only hear from when they want something. Right? And so it is that idea, it's building, I understand exactly what you're saying, but it's building relationships. And it used to be that you could just say to people, hi, I've got a dance show, buy 2 tickets, come to it. Why? There are 9 other dance shows tonight, and 4 theater pieces, and a Jays game. Why should I come to see your show? Because in theory, you're my friend. I know you. I saw rehearsal shots throughout the process. You showed me the poster first. You built a relationship with me. Your show I want to come see. It is longer than just getting, hate the phrase, bums in seats. Because that's a one-off, short-sighted way of looking at things that we can't do anymore, unfortunately. I hate it. My life would be so much easier. Buy a ticket? Yeah, good, buy. Yeah, great, thank you. It's an extended process. And I realize a lot of companies only have 1 show a year, 1 show every 3 years. You need to somehow keep me engaged and make me care about you. There are companies that I will not mention that I hear from when they want something from me. They want me to donate. 6 months later, they want me to buy a ticket. No. I don't have children for a reason. I don't want people coming to me just when they want something. You know, you have to engage with people. And the thing about the community we work in, and I don't just mean dance or theater, I mean the arts community, and not just in Toronto, nationally, there's not a lot of us. There's really not. People I've been tweeting back and forth with about this conference are in this room. They are people. I'm not Nike. I know the majority of my followers. I've met them. We are friends. And that's what I mean when I talk about social engagement. It's not just, oh, we had a chat, or oh, there were hors d'oeuvres after the party. It's a phrase that I love using, and I used to use it in a very pejorative sense, but now I don't because it's true. You ever notice patrons who aren't in dance or aren't in theater love coming backstage? It's so exciting back there. Those cinder block walls, that dusty wig room. It's riveting, isn't it? We don't care because we live it. That's magic. That's where the magic happens, behind that curtain. They love it. Artist by proxy. Let me into what you do. You're going to listen. Again, you're not going to talk constantly about your product and my tickets and my show and come and see my show. And I'm sorry I didn't catch your name. Doesn't matter anyway because you need to come and see my show. Then you'll be in my database. There are people like that. They may not use those words, but they're like that. You're going to listen. You're having a conversation. Are the conversations you're all having at lunchtime? Same thing. You're going to be authentic, which is a word I despise, but it's true. You're going to be real. You're not an avatar. You're not a picture. You are a company, but there's a person behind that company. Someone said to me, like, well, you named your company after yourself. I said, yes, it was quite arrogant of me, I know. But I am my company, it's me, so it makes sense. It's me. You need to be real, if nothing else. You need to be consistent. And whether that means tweeting consistently, posting consistently, being consistent in what you say and do, being a person of your word, for lack of a better term. A lot of places they have 2 or 3 people manning the Twitter feed, manning the Facebook feed. That's fine. They're distinctly different voices, and all I ask is that you initial it so I know that I'm talking to Lisa, that I'm talking to Stephanie. That's fine. You know what else we're going to be? We're going to be gracious. We're going to be brought up properly, and we're going to be gracious. I heard you sold out. Saw the show. Fantastic pas de bourrée. You know, we're going to be gracious. We're going to be nice to people. There's more than enough not nice on the internet. And I saw a graph one day, which, things in real life that bug you, and the response was, The things that bug you on the internet, you're like, oh my God, kill it and burn it with fire. Everyone hates everything on the internet. The rage. Because we don't remember we're talking to people. There's a person behind every tweet. I was tweeting today with @DanceTransition. Who is it? It's someone in this room. It's a person, right? There we have it. We're going to disclose that we work for DTRC. We're going to disclose that we have shares in Apple, right? You'll see a lot of people's personal Twitter accounts that say, I also work for McDonald's and my opinions are my own, not McDonald's. Yeah, whatever. They're still going to tell you to take that down because we're not going to trash talk because we're going to be gracious. We're going to be well brought up because we are, right? Yes, we are. All right. What not to do? What's this picture of? Yes, with respect, John, other gentlemen in the room, we are not going to be mean girls, okay? We are not going to share confidential information. We're not going to get drunk and say, oh my God, the deficit this year is horrifying, just back from the #board meeting. No. We're not going to spread rumors or criticize our company or our partners or our competitors, right? We're not going to reveal personal information about people because, again, that's rude. And we're not going to misrepresent ourselves because you know what? They'll find you. It's the internet, man. I'm sorry. They'll find you. You're like, oh, I set up a fake account. And you used your own Gmail account to set that up, I see. Yeah. The people in this room, and that so includes me, we're not technologically savvy enough to hide bad things we do. Okay? So just don't do it. You know what else we're not going to do? And I prevented someone in this room from doing it. We're not going to pig pile. Fun fact, do not ever Google the phrase pig pile. Don't. Just don't. Oh my God. These are nice little piggies. What is pig piling? What does pig pile mean? Oh my God, someone tweeted about us. Oh my God, I'm going to retweet it. Did you retweet it? I'm going to retweet it too. And suddenly everyone in the company has retweeted the same bloody thing. And that doesn't mean anything because you all work there. Of course you're saying nice things because you're being gracious about your own company, right? Twitter feed, full of everyone who works there. No, we're not going to do that. Read, think, pay attention, read some more, try it out, know why you are doing it. Does all of that make sense to people? Read about stuff. People asked me one day, what social media books do you read? I don't really. I read psychology books. I read Scientific American Mind, because all that stuff translates to what we're doing here. That's a week for me. Bookmark, 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 bookmark. I want to read all these things. Ideas, blog posts. How does this affect my art? How does it affect my work? I've deleted these since because it's over. I'm speeding through this, my friend. Don't you worry. I hope it goes viral. Does anyone know who this is? It's Grumpy Cat. Grumpy Cat has gone viral. People worry about their videos going viral. It needs to go viral. It needs to go viral. We only got 700 hits not viral. You're not Grumpy Cat. If you got 700 hits and you only have 1,000 people in your database, you've gone viral. For you.